Hey everybody, John here, Hot Rods in the Woods, with a neat little side note. Today is Friday, toward the end of July, I don't know the date, right around the 25th maybe, who knows. They all end in Y. And I had an interesting phone call this morning. I'll start by telling you that normally major corporations or high performance parts places don't call little guys like me, but I actually had a great phone call this morning with Aces Fuel Injection. I've been hounding them for a while now regarding their 4-barrel system for my little gasser here, my street gasser, and got an update on when it's coming. Possibly, it's still in R&D. Explained to them what I was doing, where I come from, and they actually were interested in what I had to say. Well, isn't that strange? So we had a conversation about this thing, why I'm running two barrels on it instead of 2 4-barrels. It actually made sense to him. If you don't understand what's going on here, you can go back through a couple of my videos regarding the tunnel ram and carburetors, and I'll explain in better detail. But the main thing is that because the 2 barrels, I don't know how well this will work. We'll try it over here. I am not a camera guru. Yeah, there they are. Throttle plates sit in the middle of the plenum. Distribution, the left and right banks, is much more even. Now the reason for that is because of plenum length. If you think about it, if the throttle plates on the primary side of the 4-barrel carburetor are on the driver's side of the engine, then the runner length is shorter on that side than it is on the passenger side. So basically the fuel mixture has a farther path to get into the cylinder. That being said, if you take oxygen sensors and you put them in both sides, you will find that they are really hard when you're only running on the primaries to get balanced left to right. Whereas by putting the throttle plate in the middle of the plenum, both sides' plenum length remains constant, is the same length, therefore causing fuel distribution to be more even. It does make a difference. Makes a difference in tuning, makes a difference in driving. The big thing about it is like these two. Yeah, they look old, but they've worked for years. These are 2 Holley 600 dual feed double pumpers that work great at wide open throttle, but at lower RPM, there is a variation in oxygen sensor reading from the left to the right. It's quite obvious. If the throttle plates are over the driver's side plenums, the plenum is at least, what's that, an inch and a half shorter than they are for the passenger side. So that's that. But my point is that Aces Fuel Injection actually called back. Twice, by the way. Once just because I had called a dozen times and they were having problems with their answering system. But they actually called me back. And then today, they actually called again. Now, that's what we call customer service. I will be supporting them wholeheartedly. I'm hoping that I can get a set, and I'm not a fuel injection guy, I'm a good old carb guy. If you look back at my video where I explained to you that we brought a knife to a gunfight, you'll understand where I come from and what I do and what I've done. And all of my history has to do with carburation. So that's my gig. But I'm very interested to try their fuel injection for a few reasons. Number one, it doesn't have a name brand on it like Sniper, so they charge you 3 times what it's actually worth. Number two, it's a fledgling company that apparently is making a great product. The reviews are excellent. Everybody throws them on, hits the key, and they love them. And number three, they actually reach out to people and you can have a conversation with them. So many of these larger corporations at this point have gotten to the point where you call up for customer service and most of the people there are reading out of a book. They are so far removed from the actual systems that they have to go through it just like with your cell phone if you call in with a problem, or your computer. So that's all I have to say about ACE's fuel injection. Keep watching, because hopefully by this fall we'll be playing with some ACE's fuel injection if I can afford it. As you know, I work on a budget just like everybody else. In the meantime, just a little ooh-ah. This is that little 144 that's going to go on a little small block in the pickup truck that's still in pieces. I'd really like to maybe put one on this too, but we'll play this by ear at this point. You know, I'm not a fan of Edelbrock carburetors. They're fine for everything except for performance. So we'll be playing with that too. It's all about cost versus time versus I have to change the fuel system, and you know, there's all sorts of different things, parameters, but the main thing right now is get this old girl running. So onward and upward. You guys have a great day. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm up to about 1,600 subscribers. There's still a lot of neat stuff coming. We've got to break out the bead roller and bead roll the tunnel for this. I've got to build a console out of black walnut, which I'll be doing, but we're doing some woodworking too. Little side note, this piece of pipe almost cost me getting sprayed by a skunk yesterday out of the pile. Have a great day. We'll be back soon.